I met Carol, I believe, in 81 or 82 here in Strathcona. And then we got to know each other actually a bit better up at Babyland, which is up on the Sunshine Coast, where she had a shack. And then she said to me one day, let's go to the cabin. And I went, wow, you're interesting. You have a shack and you have a cabin. So off we went to, en route to Kate's Park.
I could see why they liked it so much, because it was such a retreat. And why they invited so few people out there. Because they kind of didn't want people to know. Until we did the publicity to try to save it, like, there had never been really a picture of that cabin ever shown. Like, Al and Carol made sure that no photos were out, nothing.
I really felt like we had been transported to somewhere else, like the south of France or somewhere on a beach. And it just absolutely really special.
Al had broken his hip, and Carol started to get these threatening letters from Port Metro. So she was getting really kind of freaked out by them, because the language was, if you don't have this thing off the foreshore by the end of the month, we're going to tear it down and charge you for it and all. So I kind of stepped in to try to kind of intervene between her and Port Metro.
So it was January, I believe, of 2015 when I got involved, and so Glenn and I started a campaign to raise awareness about the fact that this was going to be demolished. We created quite a good media campaign. We solicited a lot of publicity, so a lot of people became aware of that this was going to be lost. We honestly thought that that would bring attention to the developers and that they would see the value of this cabin remaining on site.
Barbara Cole had done the whole stuff with Deadhead, which was this art project they put on a barge a couple of years before. So she had some idea about what the jurisdictions and what all that meant. So then she was super interested, so she came on.
Glenn and Esther had already started to work towards trying to problem solve how to get the cabin out of Kate's Park. And they were pondering using a barge, or wondering about that, since it arrived by barge, maybe it could leave by barge. And so they knew that I'd had experience with barges, and so they got in touch. I mean, to really make this work, we would need the full expertise of our respective organizations. And so that really brought other sites, C3 and Grunt, together. But at first it was really Glenn and Esther, and then I joined in, Barbara, and then it became the orgs. So, and it really took every bit of expertise that all of our collective teams have to make it happen.
We all come from an arts background, and I think people just weren't sure about what these crazy, people really wanted to do, and didn't kind of understand the vision. So when they bought into, we want to save this structure, but then what do we want to do with it? And we proposed the floating artist residency. I think they just went, wow, that's I can't quite grasp what that's going to look like. And I can't say that we could fully grasp what that was going to look like, but I think we had this idea, and we felt that it was something that we could realize.
I kind of like projects where I'm a bit out of my league, and in this one we were really out of our league. Like, it was just kind of trying to figure out the different elements of this and trying to go forward. And then all the people that came out of the woodwork and just were so into helping us. And that was kind of, like, I work on a lot of different kinds of projects, but I've never seen a project that just attracted so many people and attracted so much support and attracted so much goodwill. It's like people got it and they see it, and it was amazing for that.
We were never thinking of this as a piece of property that was ours, but rather, this is something that we're going to steward into the future. I don't think individually or even just one org, I don't know that we could have done it singularly. And I think that really does speak to the power of collaboration, and also for speaks to a long history of the arts communities coming together to make things happen and to create really positive change within our community.